this sounding? 10 out of... Oh.
Yep, it's good. I'm listening.
3. In 3, 2, and 1. Inside the Great Hall of the People, a Prime Minister and a President of two countries briefly... Can I just shut these doors?
Oh, it's a coffee machine.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Inside the Great Hall of the People, a Prime Minister and a President of two countries briefly foes, now friends. Restored trade ties celebrated, but Anthony Albanese also raised thorny issues, the case of detained Australian writer Yang Heng-jun and Chinese military aggression, including live firing off our coast. Beijing took issue with the Albanese government's commitment to end Chinese ownership of the port of Darwin, or possibly. If Beijing is worried about the Albanese government's commitment to end the Chinese ownership of the port of Darwin, they didn't voice it. And with US trade tariffs looming, ties with China become all important. In Beijing, Liz Daniels, 9 News. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Thanks, Liz. Sounds good.
Great, thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Done. Beautiful, thanks so much.
Cool.
What do you think about if the library supplement is still in lobby happens to
Liz just did that then.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Oh, she's already done hers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can discuss it.
What?
Also, my...
So you're leaving.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, but hey, it's Tom. I see he's looking out for everyone. It's sort of out for me. PM presser. Love. Cool, thanks for that.
Oh, yes, hello.
China's win. Australia dollar.
Hey, guys.
Very good what? Yep, let's do it right now.
They're a little bit away.
Yep. Let's do it right now. We're just going to do another voice over here, guys, so if we can keep it a bit quiet.
I was worried.
Yeah, no, very well. No, this is like our website team is still what kind of house?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm already
No, not yet. Not long.
No, I know, because I'll just be a second.
Basically means we can get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to say
Feed it back away. One of the cups going to get One of the cups going to get Okay.
So the reason I said maybe I can do it now and you can send it.
Yep, that would be good.
There's
Right,
people
let's do it.
here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll just be like, can I have 2 minutes to do it or no? Yeah? Guys, sorry.
From this press conference.
And I think about
We can leave at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, at least.
have you tried the earnings? I had fun with it. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, it should be 5 earnings.
That's a party privileges, so I'm not saying anything.
It's like 80% there.
Well, good. So you still leave on the bus? Yeah, and I can at 3.
What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not intending.
Well, you can.
Check 1 2. 1 2 3 4.
Oh, honestly, same.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm a cameraman, dude. I don't know how to count past 8. It's a miracle I can count past 4.
Sorry, I'm just walking through.
How could you? You've interrupted. You, yes. You guys good?
Yeah, thanks for that, man.
No worries.
There's actually a couple.
Yeah, got a couple of stories. No more. Coffee machine. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like me doing this. That's how I'll escalate. Let's do this.
I appreciate it.
Oh, well, they can't. Yeah, well, then it's going to be. that's like the Friends. No, yeah, Friends. It's like Australians, we know who he was. And we're like in there. Is it? Yeah. It's just saying. Well, yeah, that's why I say, you know, highly skilled, highly paid, as they say.
Hey, it's Tom here in Beijing. I was calling you to let you know as soon as this press is done, we're trying to move quickly to do a national live. So I'll just keep up and recording until that happens. If that's cool. Yeah, so it might take a few minutes to reposition this. Cool.
I'm thinking, come on, do like.
Okay.
And send scenarios on all this.
Yep.
Would you be able to write something on it?
Yep.
Because I'm already
P15.
Is it? Yeah. Just that you'll be contain cuts.
Yep.
Large cuts.
Yep.
And it will contain hunters.
Yep.
I've put my bottom idea now on.
Yeah. The similar thing just said there now. That's the they've got
are you doing?
Sorry. I have it in my bag upstairs.
Let's go now.
Sir. 你好，他能进来？他是吧？他这个。
Uno, due, tre, prova. 1, 2, 3, prova microfono. 1, 2, 3, prova.
Sorry, Will. That's right. Laura, where are you? Laura? Okay, the other option.
I guess it's got to everyone. Okay. Just stay here. Just tell her I'll be recording. Give me 1 second.
Oh, sorry, Anna. Just wait for 1 second. I'm recording. Andrew, recording when you're ready. Yep. Yeah.
Right. Pretty quickly.
At what time will we go?
3 o'clock. Would you need a light? But I don't know how many we lost.
Oh, sorry.
You're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
So you want the other option? I can give you the address.
I'm just under a bit more pressure about having PTC here. Depressing on the life. I think that's the only way to make this work. No, he's by law going to that nice live spot. I might try and run there later. Steve and I might just have that hanging here. Well, yes, although I need to get this is well, keeping this straight up.
See you guys.
Okay, probably and I'm pretty sure it's also yeah. It's only a couple of all these like
I'm also going to stay on this side, like a kind of run.
Yeah, already spoke on that. Yeah, so what we go, mate?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, as long as you get out of here. Yeah. I saw the one you said for your MTR. Yeah. All good to go, mate. No, I can have that later. Too quick. Right, what else with your life?
What's that?
What else do you want to do with your life?
It was pretty cool, man.
So he headed up. Yeah. He went to go under it because I was like moving, and he like headbutted and like I was like I didn't know past, but then after hello mate. There's like two options. PM and C is willing to take us to a hotel about half an hour. But maybe I'm not calling right on anyway, and just what should they say is the same option. The other option is the yes. I can't go there.
have to look out every time.
And then the Laura's quick visual.
Now,
Does that sound
we do this. That way.
Apparently Steve is set up downstairs as well. Does that help you? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And someone else is obviously doing it.
yeah. See, they can do that.
yeah.
I think that might be your own.
Yes, please.
What's happening? So, okay, mate. Okay, sounds good. I'll
Thanks,
Thank
Sally.
Thank you. See ya.
Because what's happening is because I have to go halfway. I do halfway and then I go. Because you have to do this camera. Like in visual picture cameras, maybe you must have to go down to long the parts.
No comment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they are. Hot mics, everybody.
GG?
Okay. Do you know if that's a problem? They said, look, I don't think that easy work.
It's a, like a
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're going to move on, you got to
He'll come out and he'll be fine.
I'm not just outside.
To here, right? Bring it back to
yeah.
Just to give that simple.
I'll do. Sorry, I just messaged you. No, ABC.
Outside. No, we're going to travel to. Have you got all your gear ready to out of here?
Yeah, but we need to do this camera, so I'm going to take off.
Sorry.
I'm going to discuss, I have to leave the room halfway.
Well,
Steve, our Steve is sitting downstairs, ready to go.
you want to
Got something for you?
Yeah, well, you can just shove your thing on his thing and then you can feed it back to the when are you going to, oh, you want to do it halfway?
How does it go? Right down.
Yeah, that's not
We'll leave the restaurant, we will leave absolutely fine. What's this? We just got to scratch it now.
Okay. Do you want to use
Maybe it'll be
he knows.
yeah, all good.
Because I'll say for like the first 2 minutes. I don't know.
You know, you said
Sorry, I made you say. I know the voice stuff, but it's my heart through the screen in the car. The book very much on I don't want to miss it.
If you want to do it as like a stage,
What channel is that? So we'll do that.
Hey guys, he's on his way.
Oh yeah.
Hey, sorry, did I only say, do I have to yeah, I get it. Might have been through in the car. Yeah. I can use it.
We can read it. I don't know anything.
Just be aware that PM knows we all have to start moving about 2:45, so
Yeah.
we'll be
Is anyone staying here?
I have to, yes.
Yeah. Stephen,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might just leave some gear in here.
Okay.
Gear, like a box and stuff. Do you reckon you could take
I'll
a
do
few
it.
around?
I probably can't shoot like running like an absolute
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I can't move it. The people in the seat.
I'm saying everyone's going places. No, that's what I'm saying. I'll stay on one side and do
I was just saying,
so
I was saying,
so we don't have to yeah.
Steve, I guess we send the city. I don't know if they can send it directly. I think they can send the city. No, that's what they're doing.
Okay, so okay, whatever you want to do. Whenever you help me carry it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but do you want to get out of Japan?
No, you stay down there. I'll just bring it down.
We don't have to have lunch. We're going to have lunch.
If anyone's staying behind, I am missing my Beijing will never reveal. okay, so you guys can be here. Absolutely right. We have a little bit of additional equipment, it might take you to your room. Okay. Have you ever lived in
I've just taken out.
It'll be a case and
remember, quick general.
Oh, really?
Sorry, that would just have one.
But we can't simply report it.
So if you drop it,
It's like 2 minutes.
No, I feel like they can get away fast. Okay, no problem. That's what's fine. You can have maybe just
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks for telling me that.
Thank you, brother.
It's great. Probably top 6 and 5. I don't know, but that would be.
I just saw the three of us. I really missed it. James, Joe. No, Chinese
I saw when I went to.
I'm going to the would I be able to see you right there? Yeah. Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, but if it's on the subject side, and then keep learning to feel up there.
Thank you. So we're going on.
Here we go.
Good afternoon. It is very good to be back in Beijing for my second visit as Prime Minister. And this morning we had a very constructive meeting with President Xi in which we spoke about the range of issues facing our relationship with China. Here and always, I'm guided by Australia's national interests. My government's approach to our relationship with China is patient, is calibrated and is deliberate. And it is aimed at cooperating wherever we can, disagreeing where we must, but engaging in our national interests. Given that 1 in 4 of Australian jobs depends upon trade, and given that China is overwhelmingly, by far, the largest trading partner that Australia has, it is very much in the interests of Australian jobs and the Australian economy to have a positive and constructive relationship with China. Dialogue is how we advance our interests, how we manage our differences, and we guard against misunderstanding. And the purpose of my visit here is to advance Australia's interests. President Xi and I agreed that dialogue must be at the centre of our relationship. We also discussed our economic relationship, which is critical to Australia. We spoke about the potential for new engagement in areas such as decarbonisation. That was the subject of the forum that was held yesterday. This afternoon, after this, we'll travel back to the centre of Beijing for meetings with Chairman Zhao of the National People's Congress, for the annual leaders meeting with Premier Li. We'll then have a signing of various MOUs, and then we will have the CEO roundtable. The fact that senior Australian business people, led by the Business Council of Australia, have come here to Beijing, as well as were present in Shanghai, and indeed Australian businesses will also be engaged with us in Chengdu, shows how important the economic relationship is and how the Australian business community regard this as an important relationship. We will then have, later this evening, a banquet hosted by Premier Li, but I thank very much President Xi, not just for the bilateral meeting that we're able to have, but also hosting a banquet lunch there in the Great Hall of the Peoples, which is an honour which is bestowed on Australia.
Prime Minister.
Whoa. There.
On the security side, did you seek assurances that Australia would be better informed in future about the PLA's Navy in Australian waters, and has China asserted its right to free navigation?
Yes, to the former, and secondly, in response, of course, it was President Xi said that China engaged in exercises just as Australia engages in exercises. Here, we'll go around. Yeah.
Thanks, Prime Minister. Can I just clarify on that answer that you specifically sought that the notification was really the issue that Australia had earlier in the year? And can I also ask if discussions were had around the case of Gale Australians of the Young?
On the latter, yes. And on the former issue, I said what I said at the time, which was that it was within international law. There was no breach of international law by China, but that we were concerned about the notice and the way that it happened, including the live fire exercises.
You've spoken a lot about the importance of increasing dialogue, building engagement between businesses. What tangible outcomes are you looking for example, the free trade agreement?
Well, you'll see some outcomes this afternoon. I will travel back immediately after this for the leaders' meeting with Premier Lee. But already what you've seen is a range of business-to-business relationships, if you like, coming forward. Some of those have been written about already. On the free trade agreement, one of the provisions, not unusually in the CHAFTA, the Chinese-Australia Free Trade Agreement that was signed by the former government 10 years ago in 2015, following the comprehensive partnership that was signed also by the Abbott government, was there's a clause in there for a review. That will happen because the 10 years has clicked in, so we'll engage in that. Paul, and then Tim.
Prime Minister, your government's made clear its concern about China's unexplained military build-up. Did you seek clarity on China's strategic or military intent? And did you seek any clarity, would you gain any insight into China's plans for reunification with Taiwan?
I reaffirmed on Taiwan Australia's position of support for the status quo. On the
military build-up and what its purpose is, what China's strategic and military aims are.
Well, you would be surprised if that was brought forward. I'm not sure what you're getting at or what you're suggesting might have been raised. I'm not sure the context.
Well, your government's raised concerns about the military build-up and the lack of clarity around what it might be used for. Do you feel confident that China is a force for peace in the region after this meeting?
Well, what we did was we put forward Australia's position, or I did, which is that we want peace and security in the region. That is in the interests of both Australia and in the interests of China.
Prime Minister, our security partner, the United States, regards China as its greatest military threat. I'd like you, if you could, to say how do you regard China in terms of its threat, and particularly has your view on the security threat changed as a result of your sitting down with the President?
On the latter, no, it hasn't. We have strategic competition in the region, but we continue to engage in order to support peace and security in the region and stability in the region. And that's something that we advocate for. It's something I advocated for today.
Prime Minister, did the President...
And then I'll go here and then I'll come back.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Did the President express any objection to your plans about bringing the Port of Darwin back into Australian hands, or any potential response that China might take to that?
No, it wasn't raised.
Prime Minister.
PM, President Xi asked you to continue to improve the relationship, no matter what happened in the world. This seemed to be a reference to the United States. Did you make any sort of commitments in terms of the ongoing relationship with China in terms of the actions of the United States and what it may do?
I spoke about the relationship with China. That was the purpose of the visit and the purpose of the meeting. And the fact is we do live in an uncertain world, something that I've said a number of times during the recent election campaign. You might have noted that in various speeches, media conferences on a daily basis. So that is just a fact, that observation. But I was speaking about the relationship between Australia and China, and I asserted Australia's position.
You mentioned Dr. Yang was mentioned. Are you able to elaborate, and are we any closer to perhaps getting him out of jail and back home to Australia?
Well, I raised Dr. Young's case. You wouldn't expect there to be an immediate outcome. That's not the way these things work. The way it works is by that patient, calibrated advocacy. That is what Australians do. That's what my government does. And I point to my government's record when it comes to these issues. No, we're going around.
Hi, James from Bloomberg News. You mentioned dialogue, but on defence intercepts in the South China Sea, in the East China Sea, Australia has complained a number of times about Chinese actions, which have been Australia's said unsafe. Japan, the Philippines, Taiwan, other countries have also said the same thing. Do you think, or do you get an impression that there is going to be more dialogue on these kinds of things? There is going to be a change in how the PLA acts in the region, or is this your queries on this falling on deaf ears?
Well, we raised the issue of Australia's interests, and we raised it in specific contexts as well, that there have been these maritime incidents. And one of the things that we know is that dialogue is a good thing. When I spoke at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore as the lead keynote speaker a few years ago, I spoke about the need for, I think it was 2023, so 2 years ago, I spoke about the need for there to be military-to-military communication between the United States and China, which had broken down. And I spoke in that context as well about the relationship that was there for a long time between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War, and that there was always communication. If you don't have communication, you can have misadventure and misinterpretation as well. It's a good thing. I spoke about that in Shangri-La Dialogue, and I've spoken about it ever since.
Prime Minister Lewis from Reuters. How has US President Donald Trump's trade policy, in particular as it relates to Australia, affected how Australia approaches its relationship with China?
Oh, look, our relationship with China is very separate from that. China's our major trading partner, the destination for more than 1 in 4 of our export dollars comes here. The trade with the United States is important, but it's less than 5%. What Australia is doing is engaging not just with China, but we engage as well with our partners around the world, and we increasingly want to see a diversification of our trade. Anna.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Supporters of young Pendulum in Australia, including Feng Chongyi, say that they think the approach that your government has taken as being too soft and too weak, and has actually invited bullying from the CCP. I'd like your response to that. In the same vein, do you hold any concerns about the fact that Australian media were encircled by local authorities earlier today, asked to delete our footage, and that the police were going to be called because we were reporting on this visit?
Well, on the issue, I'm certainly not going to comment on what the family of someone who is detained here or anyone else or anywhere else. That would be entirely inappropriate and insensitive. I understand the pressures that are on people when a loved one has been incarcerated. What we will do, though, is put forward our views in a diplomatic way in order to try to maximise an outcome. And I point towards the outcomes where Australians here in China, in Myanmar, in Vietnam, in Indonesia, the United States and the UK have all received outcomes that at the least could be called satisfactory because of my government's advocacy, and will continue to do that in order to achieve outcomes, and that is what our objective is. The media, of course, I'm here paying my respect to the media here. That's what I do. China has a different system, obviously, with the media, but certainly I'm here being accountable, straight. I came straight here, and I'm going straight back. Now, Stephen, and then we'll go here and here.
Just briefly on the Pacific, did you discuss the Pacific with President Xi? Did you ask China for more clarity on its strategic objectives or urge it to work through the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat? And if you did, what was the President's response?
Well, I stated our position of peace and security in the Pacific and stated my position of our engagement in the Pacific.
Prime Minister, did Xi raise US pressure on Australia and other allies over the defence of Taiwan?
No. Will?
You said that President Xi didn't raise the Port of Darwin, and
Yeah.
you didn't use the opportunity meeting him to explain your policy on that.
I don't need to. I've had the same position for a decade since the Liberal government chose to provide an incentive to the Liberal federal government, chose to give an incentive to the Northern Territory Liberal government to flog off an asset.
What concern did Xi raise, Prime Minister? Sorry to jump in.
None, it wasn't raised. I can't be clearer than that. I can't be clearer than to say the question I was asked was not raised. Hang on.
Did he raise complaints about Australia's foreign investment regime? Did that come up?
No.
President Xi said
Last one.
about the trajectory that we're on and that it shouldn't change regardless of the international landscape. It did appear to be a comment about Donald Trump. Did he make any direct comments about Donald Trump or the US trade tariffs in relation to, I guess, in conversations about trade?
Well, I, of course, asserted Australia's view, which was we stand for free and fair trade. We want to see an open trading system. President Xi did, as part of his remarks, of course, speak about the importance of international trade as well. Thanks very much.
Thank you.